everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So there's a lot of newcomers out there that are looking for a way to defend themselves in their home, and one of the things that they tend to gravitate towards is a shotgun. They've heard a lot about it, it's big, it's menacing, and they've heard some myths and stories as well, and so that's what they look at. I need to get a shotgun for home defense. Well, this video is going to tell you why a shotgun sucks for home defense, so let's get to it. This video is sponsored by Hits Arms, which in my opinion has the best laser training bullets on the market today. With a dark nickel plating, a soft rubber striking surface that will not damage your firing pin, that activates a laser and allows you to see exactly where your shot's been fired. It comes in a 7.62, 3.9, 300 blackout, 300 Wim mag, 5.56, 308, 9mm, 45, and others, so definitely check those out. Also, check out Hits Arms gem sights. They've actually found a way to put real diamonds in your sights. So if you have a wife that's into shooting and she maybe wants something a little bit more blingy, imagine giving her diamonds in her sights. I think that would probably do it. Okay, so let's go and start off by dispelling some of the myths that surround shotguns that might push people towards one. The first one is, I may never even have to use it because all I have to do is make this sound. Once I make this sound, they're all going to go running out of the house. Well, that's actually not the case, because while it does sound kind of loud and very clear as to what it is when you're holding it, the people that are coming into your house, I doubt you're going to be standing right in front of them, so you're probably in a room somewhere, maybe upstairs, and you don't want to rely on the fact that you heard it to understand whether or not they heard it. So you're not going to know whether they heard it or not, and you're sure not going to go confront them and say, hey, did you hear that? I have a shotgun. If you guys want to come in, this is what's going to happen. No, you don't want to count on a sound to defend yourself. Now, it obviously does have some type of psychological effect if they hear it, but if they don't hear it, or maybe they just heard a noise, because sometimes when you hear this from a distance, it's just a noise, now you've given yourself away, and they know exactly where you are, and you turned what might have not been a confrontation into a confrontation, in which case, yes, you do have something to defend yourself with, but if you were trying to avoid confrontation altogether by just simply making a sound, there's a pretty decent chance it's not going to work. Myth number 2, I don't have to aim. I can simply hide behind a doorway, point this down the hallway, and it's going to hit everything that's in that hallway. That's not the case whatsoever. As a matter of fact, depending on what choke you have, it can be better or worse. I want to give you guys just a kind of a quick example of what we're talking about here. So let's say average hallway is 15 to 20 feet, right? This right here is about a 3-inch target if you look at this number 1 right there. So this is about 3 inches. That is going to be about your total spread at, let's say, 5 yards, 15 feet. Okay, so at about 15 feet, that's it. That's what's going to cover your target altogether. So yes, you can miss. If you're closer, obviously, it's going to go down in size until it gets about the same size as the bore if you're fairly close. But it doesn't start spreading out till you get to about 30 feet. Once you're at about 30 feet, it's going to be about torso size, something like that. But really, when it comes to it, yes, you have to aim. And that also is where ammunition choice comes in. There's a lot of different ammunition choices for this. And if you choose something like a slug, it's going to stay the same size the entire way down, and it's going to be pretty much just like a rifle. If you choose a double-aught buckshot or something like that, spread's going to be very minimal. If you use birdshot, a lot of people say, I'll just use birdshot. Yeah, the spread's going to be further, but it's going to be so ineffective that it may not stop anybody whatsoever other than maybe the noise or just the shock of it all. But as far as, stopping power goes, it's going to be nothing, really. It's meant for small birds, not meant for anything else. Now, the last myth is that the pump shotgun is the most reliable long gun out there. There's a lot of people that think because it's such a simple operation, it is basically malfunction proof, and that's not the case. As a matter of fact, there's plenty of ways to cause a malfunction with a shotgun. For instance, if I was to, let's say, fire a round, or maybe just I had the magazine loaded, and I bring this back, right? But I don't bring it back very far. Maybe I don't completely strip one out and I got to do it all over again. Now the chamber is locked, or let's say you already have one in there and you need to get rid of that, but you don't bring it back all the way and it doesn't completely eject. It's going to turn sideways because it wants to eject, but it's not going to go the whole way, and you're going to end up with a stovepipe. So that shell's going to be sticking out of the side right there, and you're going to have to figure out how to fix that malfunction. So with the fact that people think that it's very easy to use, it is easy to use. But with the fact that people think that you really don't need any training with it, there's people that just buy them and throw them in a closet and that's all there is to it, and they never actually learn about it. You do have to train with a shotgun. You want to make sure that you know how it works and how it messes up so that you can fix it as fast as possible. Okay, so now let's go ahead and talk about the reasons I think shotguns suck for home defense. Number one, recoil. There is a lot of recoil. This thing kicks like a mule. Now, for those people that have a lot of experience or even a little bit more than moderate experience, that's maybe not such a big deal. But for anybody who's a lighter framed person or doesn't have much experience, that recoil is going to get you. It's going to surprise you, and it's going to make you not want to take that second shot. It might make you flinch. It might make you second guess whether or not this was a good idea. And so recoil is big with a shotgun. Obviously, if you're using something like let's say a 9-pellet double-aught buck high brass, that's going to put a hurting on your shoulder if it's something that you're not used to. So heavy recoil. Number two, if you're using them at night and you're using a high brass cartridge, so if you have a high brass shell that has, let's say, double-aught buck or a slug or something in it, the flash is blinding. It is enormous. It's like a fireball coming out of this thing, and it is going to affect your night vision. So if you could see a little bit, you have some ambient light in your house, after that first shot, you're not going to be able to see anything. You're just going to see flashes in your eyes or streaks. It's just going to basically take away that night vision altogether, and that ambient light that you had as an advantage before is going to be completely gone. The other reason is because they're slow to load. Now, I know there's a lot of competition people out there who can, double shell, triple shell, and they can rack, and they can get 12 rounds in there in a matter of seconds, but that's not the average person. That's somebody who trains every single day for hours a day to make sure that they get good at what they're doing for their next competition, or maybe it's, somebody who's in the tactical field, but that's their job. That's something that they do every single day, and so they get good at it. And you can get good at it too, but again, the average person's not going to know how to do that. So when they're loading, they're going to take one, they're going to push it up in there, maybe it goes all the way, maybe it doesn't, maybe it's an 870 like this with this little feeding gate here that kind of pinches your thumb every now and then, but you're going to have to reload each one at a time, right? And so that is a long time to reload, not to mention the fact that it's typically low capacity, and that's why, I have an extension on here just to get a few more in there. They're usually anywhere from 3 to 5 rounds. You can find them higher than that for sure, but on average, the $350, $400 shotgun that people are going to buy, it's going to have low capacity, and so that's going to put you out of the fight pretty quick. If there's multiple people, you miss a couple times, something like that. Now, another quick note is that they're heavy. I mean, shotguns are just heavy in general. You're talking about a big chunky receiver, a big heavy barrel. This one's only 18 inches. It's still fairly heavy. So if you're somebody who doesn't have that muscle mass or strength, wouldn't be the first thing I'd pick up. I mean, there's so many better options out there that are lighter recoiling, easier to reload, more accurate. They're just better options out there than a shotgun. So while it seems like a shotgun would be a great first choice, I really don't think that it is at all. I think what you need is to get something that's more effective, do your research, and get something that you can train with. Take it to the range once, twice a month, whatever the case is. Even if you want to just do a box at a time, as long as you stay proficient, then you should be good. But just grabbing something like this and throwing it in the closet, not a great idea. Relying on a sound to protect you, not a great idea. So again, it's heavy recoil, it's very bright, it's extremely loud, it's got low capacity, it's slow to reload. I mean, there's a lot of different reasons why I don't think that this is a great choice. That's why I think it sucks for home defense. So if you're somebody who's looking at one, maybe you're first time in the market, right? Maybe gravitate towards something else like a pistol. I think that would probably be the better option for home defense. But, that's just me, and you have to make your own decisions, and it has to be something that you can get out and train with, because if you can't hit your target, then you might as well just buy a paperweight and throw it down the hallway. That's basically what it boils down to. So anyway, I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. You guys have a great day.